Cool. So let's go over the weekend event here. We'll start there and then we'll move on to our review. So, here we go. Alright, weekend event, World Enchantment, what's your favorite color? From story missions to upgrading your realm quest, there's always plenty to do in the multiverse. This weekend, choose your best color or expand in a new direction. Join us in your personal meditation realm for a special event focused on colorful world enchantments to help you level up and play and earn more loot. Beginning on Thursday, April 29, blah 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 blah. Earn world enchantments through What's My Favorite Color event. Okay. During this limited time event, Planeswalker can craft the 3 additional color-themed world enchantments each day of the event in the etheric core in the realm. These color-centric world enchantments unique effects that alter the way you approach the battlefield in Magic Legends, like major resistance to black and red sorcery spells, Rakdos resistance, or non-green creature summons have 60% health, Nature's Way. Alright. Event-specific enchantments are crafted at the Ether Core rather than the Prophetic Quill. Note that the World Enchantment carry caps still apply. Cool. What are World Enchantments? World Enchantments add powerful world-altering effects that can add further depth to your gameplay. They are consumable, single-use items that attach to story or ordeal missions. You can craft World Enchantments with earned material gathered through the gameplay or purchased item through the consignment broker. There are 3 different tiers, with each tier increasing raw enemy and map difficulty. While the enchantment enhances the complexity of the encounter, learn more about the world enchantments, including the handy table described with respective effects, in our difficulty Magic Legends blog. The What's Your Favorite Color event helps you get world enchantments faster, so be sure to take full advantage of it. Okay, so if you want to know more, I actually do a whole video YouTube tutorial on what are world enchantments, how to farm them, how to use them, all that stuff. Click the link below, or if you're watching this on YouTube, go to my Discord channel. Go to my Twitch channel, and there'll be a link to if you're on my YouTube channel, just click on the other link. That's Magic Tutorials. There's one about world enchantments. Duh. But still click on my Discord, or on my Twitch channel for sure. Alright, so I do not like this. I mean, it's cool, we get more world enchantments, but I want to mention something here. So, first off, what's your favorite color implies a question. Like, there's a question mark here. So, when I log in, I'm going to assume that I have to answer this question, right? But there's no question. It's just a world enchantment. You get 3 extra enchantments every day. There's no, like, picking, there's no choosing, there's no if you're this color then that, which I think is sort of like a weird misname. Like, if there's going to be a question, people need to choose something. There needs to be some sort of choice there, right? But basically all you do is you go to the Aether Core here, and there's going to be a line of text here that says, you know, make another enchantment. You might think that it does it in the quill, but no. So I do want to mention here, while we're on the subject, so it costs 10,000 gold in order to make one of these enchantments. Yeah, so someone in my chat it is weird that they're not free, but I'm actually just about to address that. So someone in my chat just mentioned that they're 10,000 gold and not free, which is, yeah, definitely sad face. But I do want to say that I made 3 of them today, and if you look in the consignment broker here, then what happens is you go to sell and then world enchantments. Even if you get a level 1 world enchantment, you're only losing out on about 500 gold. So it's still worth it. It's still worth the gamble to lose 500 gold on it, even if you're just going to sell them. Now, of course, if you get a level 2 or level 3, you're making some bank. But, like, the ones that I did today were all above. None of them were rank 1, so you may want to just do them anyway. So there might be like some sort of scaling there, but also it does take your trade tokens, which is sad. But you know, it is what it is. I think that they should be free, but oh well. All right, cool. So that's the Whirl Enchantment thing. I think it could have been executed and better. And again, I say this a lot when I talk about Magic Legends, but clear communication. Very clear. This is not clear. Be clear in what you say and what the intent is. Alright, so let's take a look at the update. Hello Planeswalkers, your executive producer Steve Ricasa here is back again to give you a brief update on where the team is at. The late May update is moving along very well with performance work, the onboarding experience, and a ton of changes in progress. Okay. We've also been working on a handful of feature improvements, including a random match system that will allow Planeswalkers to match from a random group content at difficulty they are choosing. This change and more will make for an even stronger play experience. Interesting. I mean, I do like this. I mean, I like the idea that you can group up for more than just like story quests. It's good. It's good change. I would, however, like to see more of a timeline, more of like an explanation. I don't know. It just isn't enough here. All right. We've also noticed a lot of discussion around summons and their effectiveness at mid and late game loadout construction. While I'll hold back on the details for now, until they're solidified, we've met and talked about near, mid, and long-term changes on how summons work and should continue to improve their effectiveness. Okay. Here's the thing. If we're in a beta already, why not just let us do the testing for you? If you made a DPS meter or approved one to be applied to your game or something, then we could actually test the effectiveness of creatures for you with a DPS meter. I'm going to take this time to kind of talk about creature builds. Like, I've been building a bunch of decks. I've tried creature decks. I've tried them before and after their improvement. I thought archers might be good because they don't have to, the pathing doesn't matter for them. They weren't good enough. It feels like it's either like you can make a million zombies and they just wipe everything out. But the thing is they're just not strong enough, and we actually don't know. Like, it feels weaker. Like, I test them in the same sort of content that I do on Master with my other builds, my all-spell builds, and they're just weaker. It takes more time, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. Here's another, like, hidden detail about creature decks that I'm going to take a minute to talk about here. So, the thing about creature decks is, like, I get it. I get that creature points are a thing because it would bog down the game if you just let us have 12 creatures, right? Like, I understand that mathematically as someone who plays games. If we could have all 12 creatures out all at the same time, it would just be too much. But I think that the creature number is too low. I think that this creature point section is too low because basically every time I try to build an effective deck, I end up with like 4 or maybe 5 creature spells maximum. So that means basically no matter what happens, you're always going to have a majority of sorceries and instants, which, like, in Magic the Gathering isn't always the case. Like, sometimes you have 4 non-creature spells or 0 non-creature spells or something, right? But the problem is every time you build a creature deck, you're weighted spells heavy. So when you go to your loadout and you try to think about, like, oh, should I be a Beast Caller or a Necromancer? Well, oh man, I mean, I guess sorcery damage, I have more sorceries than creatures, so now I guess I have to swing sorceries, right? It's a percentage thing. And the same goes for, like, all of your equipment and artifacts, right? If I have 3 blue creatures and 6 blue spells, why am I putting in blue mana, blue creature potency instead of blue sorcery potency. So there's like this sort of fight against each other when you're trying to equip things. Like, am I building a bunch of creature potency for the 3 creatures that I have out rather than the 6 spells that I keep casting? Like, there needs to be some kind of balance in how I can build creature decks more effectively. Maybe, maybe look at the creature points, or maybe have things cost less creature points, or have the creatures do way more damage, like have them do a ton more damage to make up for the fact that like you're not casting these spells and you need to like mitigate your potency and all that stuff. I mean, I don't know. I think that there's a lot of work that needs to be done with that. And I honestly think a lot of it starts with just like clearly communicating about the numbers, right? Like if I have a creature out and it does, 4,000 damage per second, I can look at this number, right? Like, I don't know how much creatures do, right? They say they do 350 DPS, but that number isn't, like, a real number, right? Because it's modified by your loadout score. It's modified by all these, your potency and all that stuff. So are these. So it's really hard to look at the number and sort of understand what it is. But, like, if I had a DPS meter, I could, like, say, like, okay, with my Banisher Priest out for 1 second, it does this much damage, and then when I cast Tornado for 1 second, it does this much damage, and then I can compare the two, and I can actually have like a good number for how these things work. So I think that would be something to invest in and communicate to your, communicate to the devs, and like this is kind of the thing that we need in order to really accurately measure what the damage is. And they may have this on their side, but if the devs are the only ones able to see the true DPS of a spell, again, I think that there might be some sort of design choice in hiding these numbers from us, but like, how are we supposed to enjoy casting all these sweet spells you give us if we don't know for a fact that Banalish Marshal or Banalish Archers is better than Divine Wrath? Like, do we just have to sort of eyeball it and sort of do the math ourselves? Like I don't want to break out a calculator while I'm playing this game, All right, cool. So let's keep going on the patches. All right, cool. So general, upon logging in, you'll be granted deck loadout slots per class unlocked. This is a good change. This is very good. General, resolved an issue while Planeswalkers were taken back to Gavany World intro map after activating using Nani Ula's hut respawn point for the first time. Yeah, there were some issues with this spawn point. Gavany, story, Curse of Cursiborg, remove the controller rumble when opening the gates. Sure. I also was a little bit annoyed about the change in this. Like, there was an infinite spawn at the end of this mission that only spawned like normal mobs that you could kill, but at this they changed it so that those normal mobs are just immune to damage. They're just like they like basically don't exist, but there's a bunch of werewolves on the map, and it's just really weird. All right, general, rotating shields has been dramatically simplified. Creatures no longer pass shields to other creatures. Every 10 seconds, each enemy has a 20% chance to gain a shield for 5 seconds. What? What? Wait. What is rotating shield? Is that the reflect ability? They used to pass it on to other creatures? Every 10 seconds, each enemy has a 20% chance to gain a shield for 5 seconds. I don't have... listen, I've been playing this game since it came out. I have actual no idea what this means. I think that they mean reflect, because the reflect is like an immunity, and it's rotating shields around creatures. Is that what they mean? If it is, I mean, good, but I have no idea what this means. So what I would recommend is, I mean, I actually encountered some reflect guys today, and they didn't one-shot me, which was really nice. So I guess that's an improvement. I hope that's what you mean by this, but I actually have no idea, and I would love a better explanation for this. Someone in the chat said the red immune shield. I still don't know what it means. Is it something I cast? Is it something the enemies cast? I don't know. Alright. Unearthly durability enemy glow has been removed. Sure. Removed collision from parasitic legendary modifier hazard. Okay, that's pretty good. Resolved an issue where the following map or enemy modifiers would either not fire at all or fail to do damage. Resolved an issue where the following map or enemy modifiers would not fire at all or fail to do damage. Overgrowth, Betraying Ground, Enraged, and Parasitic. Okay, so they were failing to do damage. I mean, I feel like every time Overgrowth was cast on me, I almost died. I mean, if they were failing to do damage, I mean, I think that might actually be a good thing because, like I said, Overgrowth like one-shots me. So adjust, like, if you're gonna make these more consistently do damage, and these are the things that kill us, I would be really cautious about that and maybe adjust the numbers. Classes. Sanctifier abilities now properly scale with loadout score. That's good. That's good. Client. Resolved an issue where planeswalkers would crash when traveling to Nyx. Okay. Store. Resolved an issue where infusions could not be rebought. Okay. Resolved an issue where planeswalker bundle could not be properly purchased if you already had a class pack. Oh yeah, that seems bad. Resolved an issue where class packs would remain in the store even after having been purchased. Yeah, I mean, that's a good change. I mean, they did clearly label them, so I'm not as concerned about that. Like when I tried, like I even did that on my like first tutorial video where I bought everything. I like went in and it did clearly label that they were purchased, but I do like them being removed. So again, my thoughts on the patch are just not enough, not fast enough, not clear enough on communication. There's a lot I want out of this game, and I think there's a lot of people want out of this game, and it's just not coming fast enough, and it's not clear on any sort of timeline. Like a lot of games that are in beta will have like a, you know, like a like our path forward, like a timeline, like those sorts of things. I would really love one of those from this game, and I'd really love to be more clearly told what's happening. My thought on the whole process is like they're gonna make all these changes, and there's gonna be a big content dump, when the game is released, and hopefully people come back. I really hope that they do, but if it's left unattended for long enough, sort of people will, I think, remember that, and the release may not be as awesome as everyone hopes, and that's what I'm worried about. But I'm being hopeful because I'm playing the game, and we will make sure to check back in every week, review the updates, and keep playing. All right, cool. Have a great night. Bye.